Hello everybody, we are here. It is the TQTL. It is game number 5 between Skynet and No Skill. Here we are watching KingDime, who is the player for No Skill, I want to say. And he's going up against Waz, the player from Skynet. Skynet is the Terran. No Skill is actually a Protoss, and I should probably update my thingy to actually say that. So why don't you say hello, friendly co-caster?
My name's Air, and I'm a random player, and I'm really good.
And you're also really modest.
Really good.
Alright, and you also hear his voice.
So far we see KingDime taking a bit of a lead in the sense that he's got his production a bit ahead of the Terran player. Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys also heard the voice of TQ Winters. You should probably just thank him for being awesome and running this entire TQTL. And I'm wondering why Waz is not building a supply depot. We might be seeing something strange, or nope, it's just outside of my vision and I wasn't looking at the minimap. There is a supply depot.
Waz is the most unconventional player ever. I've really never seen people do like that sort of supply placement. I guess it's because it has vision of the map in ways that it usually doesn't. Who knows?
It's an interesting move from him, and we are seeing a very normal 13 gateway from KingDime. We're going to have a very strong economy early on as he continues to chrono boost out probes. We will most likely be seeing something cool from him, most likely a robo play, as that's generally what you do against Terran, just because of the threat of possibility of Banshees.
Yeah, it's very unlikely to see early pressure from KingDime. It looks like he's going to go for the warp gate play, but I'd like to see some GTs for him, especially given the close positions, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, something that I've actually been doing against Terran lately has been a 4-gate with a Robo and a Warp Prism mixed in. So I've been actually able to bring in my first 3 or 4 units with the Warp Prism, attack, and then just continue 4-gate warping in units into the back of the base, and it's really been effective. I don't know if anybody here has messed around with that, but I've been really enjoying that. I saw Cruncher do that in his stream, and I've been trying it out ever since.
Are you talking about one Cruncher?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that big.
Yeah, the guy's pretty good. And we do have... concussive shells is being researched right now from Waz. So he's able to do the early pressure with some concussive shell marauders.
Yeah, we see a rally towards KingDime's base.
Yep, and oh, what is that noise? Alright, what is that?
Oh my god.
Winter, if that's you, mute your mic. Can you get... Guys, come on. Guys, come on.
What was it?
Anyway, we actually have a bunker being put down at the low ground for Waz against KingDime. I'm going to try and do some harassment there. And the Marauder's taking a few hits from the Stalker. It actually might get taken out if no reinforcements come. But here we go. Reinforcement Marauder's going to go up, meet that Stalker, and Sentry, nope, is going to pull back as the Nexus gets placed down from KingDime. And it's actually going to be scouted by Waz, who still has an SCV alive. Going to go ahead and run around the main base and see that it is a 1-gate fastest span coming from KingDime.
So yeah, KingDime is really far ahead. It's always very detrimental to pressure that early and have your units to die and lose, I think it was 2 SDGs. So King went ahead and expanded, and now we see a 3-rack response from Waz. But at the same time, he's basically tied in units, even though he didn't go economy and went early pressure.
Yeah.
So Waz is going to have to pull something amazing out of the hat like he did last game to begin to catch up.
Yeah, and the refinery is getting down, so Waz can continue to tech once the second gas is done. The expansion is actually looking dangerously close down for KingDime. So KingDime, all he has to do is stay alive for the next few minutes, and then he will have a very solid lead in terms of economy against Waz.
So yeah, KingDime kind of faked some pressure there. Now he's killing a Reaper that's leveled towards King's base. Warp gate coming in right now. So, I don't know, what are your thoughts on this game? Is this
This is actually...
still close?
It's not. It actually is still close. Terran, as long as he gets up his command center, which he is doing, he's gonna have a command center. He will be able to macro up if he can just work on containing KingDime and getting up a strong, beefy army, getting up his expansion ASAP. He could still come back from this. It's going to depend on if he can do some drops, do some economic damage. But right now, the income is really not that far into KingDime's favor. As KingDime only has 3 more probes, so he's not currently boosting probes out like he could. However, he has a robo out. He could get a robotics bay fairly soon. He's could get a very solid Colossus count. May just go for straight Immortals, judging from that Waz is going for a very high Marauder count. But this is still not nearly over.
Yeah, you're right. We really see the power of the Mule. Even though Dime was at 5 horses ahead, Waz temporarily had the higher income. But now it's settled out and fallen more behind.
Yeah, because of the distribution, or what?
We see the Observer lending hand and killing Waz's supply depots. He sniped one, and he's going to snipe the second called down supply. So he's losing really 3 supply depots.
Oh, yep. Oh, good pulling back time, because if he had been caught by these Marauders, all those Stalkers would have died, and that would be a terrible loss. But instead, this Zealot's just gonna go ahead and sacrifice his life for ire. Alright, but now here you go. KingDime is actually fairly vulnerable with this army composition. Being that Stalker heavy, Waz could have pushed in and done a fair bit of damage if he had targeted fired correctly, because without KingDime having that many Zealots, that's a lot of damage getting soaked up from the Marauders that would not have been able to either way, because Marauders just destroy Stalkers utterly.
Yeah, we see Waz's units taking the xel'naga tower right to the right of that wolf statue, so it's definitely paying homage to the wolf.
Yep. And good, this is a very good force field. However, this army is very strong. Waz with a little bit of micro can just get a different kind of concave. Looks like that's what he's doing, and now he's taking out a lot of units from KingDime.
Waz is looking really good right now. You see how strong Fireball is against Gateway.
Yep, this is, he's got to start force fielding to prevent these guys from attacking right away. Zealots are now in the army, but he's got to be careful with the sentry. He does not have very many units left, and he's losing so much. Waz is controlling his units very well. This is what we're talking about KingDime needing to survive the next few minutes. This is the vulnerability of getting that expansion up. It's very risky. It looks like Waz is going to pull back, though, as KingDime warps in more reinforcements. He has a forge up, but he's not getting upgrades. He did now just start getting armor. Very good choice. It looks like he won't be going Colossi. You generally want to get the attack upgrade when you get Colossi, but he's going for armor instead.
It's too bad that Waz elected to run there. He really kind of had a leg up when he first pressed, and he chose to retreat, which I argue, and even Winter commented on that it wasn't probably the best choice, given that, I don't know, like maybe he could have ended the game there. But instead, this Immortals left, there's a lot of sentries that, yeah.
Yeah, I believe I believe Waz just wanted to buy time. His expansion is now up. He's going to continue to macro normally. However, he did lose an opportunity to snipe that Nexus, or at the very least a few probes by hooking around the top. All you need to do was just keep himself safe from those force fields, because that would have been the game changer. KingDime has been able to warp in a lot of units, and those warping reinforcements could end up could catch theoretically Waz's army off guard, and then Waz would end up losing half his army and then just fall to a counterattack. So there's a lot of ways to look at the possibilities of how that battle could have gone, and Waz just chose to play it the safest way possible.
Yeah, you're right. You're starting to get some medevacs, and once that happens, we're going to have to see some lightly Colossus play, maybe even some Storms, but certainly it won't be able to just be Gateway against Bio at that point. So King, being the player that he is, I think he'll be well prepared for when that does happen, but we'll have to see. Waz's factory is doing quite a bit of scouting. He's probably mapped out King's entire base, and now knows what to do if he didn't before.
Yeah, but now Waz's army is very powerful. He's getting up upgrades, like he's about to finish his +1 armor after already having the +1 weapons. While if you look at here, KingDime does have the +1 armor, but no plus upgrades to the weapons. He does not have a Twilight Council on the field. He will not be able to get +2 quite yet. KingDime really might want to start getting some more. He's very high in the Chrono Boost, could easily pump out some more probes, some units, some upgrades. He has the money for it, just a matter of what he decides to spend his money on.
Yeah, we have 4 medevacs, which at this point is a bit overkill. given the compositions of the armies, there's a Colossus coming out, so I'd really make the argument towards the Vikings. But once again, these guys are probably better players than I am. So.
Yeah, all he has to do is what he has to do is just get a large concave. That Colossus will not matter because it does not have extended thermal lance quite yet. All Waz needs is to get the superior concave, and then he will simply be able to just overrun the army. The Colossus splash damage will not be hitting more than 2 Marauders at that point, and then the Marauders can end up sniping the Colossus easily because they do have equal range when it does not have extended thermal lance, and Marauders will just decimate a Colossus in half a second.
Well, we're moving towards an engagement. King is moving out with 2 Colossus, so this is definitely going to be somewhat of a moment of truth if these armies clash. I'd like to see from Waz's stance for him to do it earlier instead of later, especially since once King gets up a lot of Colossus, it's just really detrimental to any bio army that you still have remaining, and it requires heavy transition for the Terran player. He only has 1 starport at the moment, so it's going to be increasingly more difficult to combat this many Colossus.
Yep, and there we have Vikings getting taken out. That is a very huge loss. KingDime could want to push right now. We do have third bases going out for both players during this entire time, so both guys still trying to play economically. The interesting fact is that Waz feels it's necessary to get a hidden expo as opposed to his normal defendable expo, which is gotta be a vulnerability on his part that he feels he has. We do have supply depots getting taken out over here as well, and there are a lot of supply depots. This is terrible placement on those. There's the call down one gets called to death, and now Waz has got to control his army well. He has a few Vikings, but he needs a concave. Yeah, he needs a concave with this army if he wants to have a hope of taking down KingDime's army, because all KingDime has to do is throw down some good force fields, make sure his Zealots can hit the Marauders, and he will just destroy Waz.
Well, like you see now a very marked difference in the number of harvesters. We have 55 for the Protoss players to 40 for the Terran player.
Yeah.
And there's a planetary fortress on the hidden CC that we were just talking about, so it's definitely not going to be the orbital bonus. And at this point, I think the Terran's falling behind. He's losing some Vikings as we speak. Like the supply cap is 168 to 132 in favor of the Protoss, and losing more supply depots as well. So we're really gonna have to see some go-to godly play from Mars to hope to win it.
Yeah, I mean, this is really bad. I mean, all Waz has to do is just let his army get sacked, and then he's just be at the end of the game. This is going to be very hard to deal with, and there is the force that's going to prevent any form of moving around for his army. And now these Stalkers are going to go ahead and just take out all the Vikings, and this will be an easy steamroll for KingDime.
I think what this boils down to is Waz not spending enough time next to the wolf statue. He kind of didn't wolf it up enough.
I mean, no, really, what the issue with this game was the fact that Waz just never got his economy back up, and there he is, he calls GG.